All right, everybody. Happy Thursday. This is Derek Demore with Futures Demore and Futures Networks Live. It's May 27th. You can read my bullet points as to what transpired, but we'll go over opening bell now and say that we took a short and that went in at market, and historically it did pretty well. And then I went limit order long on my other side, and I had to do some finagling to try to get in because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But it had made its run prior to opening bell since 8:30, and it had been running kind of even before that. So short was a decent spot to get in, and we'll see what happened right here. So we quickly filled the NASDAQ. These lines are for my longs. And we kind of waited. It took a while to come down, and what I decided to do on the Russell, since we were positive on the NASDAQ and the S&P had just stopped me out at 4 points, even though it went 4.25 or 4.75. So it stopped me out by 3/4 of a point. We were in it, and then we finally got stopped out on this candle at 9:45. When this raced down to a 618 retracement, and just knowing this big candle halfway and the peaks, I took one contract at 8 points, and then I put my stop down to +3, and it stopped me out on the next candle. So that was, I mean, I could have taken 2 at 8, but I want to try to let this go to 10 if it can. So my other fill was at 12, which I kind of figured if it kept going, it was going to go, and it didn't. So we ended up splitting that at 5.5. So we kind of like won 1.5 and lost 1. So that's what happened there. Now on the limit order side, going long, I wanted my limit orders at places that if it did come down and get me, I was going to be happy. And if it didn't, then I wouldn't be in the trade. So that's kind of what I looked at. And I went back and I looked at some spots. So 42.0150 was my entry, which I did not get in right away. Then the NASDAQ, I actually saw some spots back here, and I said, man, if this does go down, I want to get in at 50% of the full retracement that we just had. And so I set it there, which was 13,660. We got in, and we got in on a DCA. Oh, actually, no, we didn't, because it went up and filled before I could get into the DCA. If I wanted to keep this one on, it would have gotten in and given me the same amount of points coming back, 24 to basically win twice. But anyway, I got in, it went up the next right away, gave me the 24. And so we won that trade. We weren't in this one yet. I put my initial entry right at this pin bar back here and the tops, which is where I wanted to be. We got in, and then I kind of had to wait. We didn't get into the DCA. It was really close. I probably should have pulled it up to the trend line, but I didn't. That would have helped. But then what I saw was it was stalling out, and this was taking forever. I still wasn't in the S&P, so I took 2 at 8 there. It pulled back, and then I finally got into this trade, and I don't know where it is right now. Let's see. What should we do here? If I got in it, that's not really opening bell, even though it's before 10 o'clock. So I'm just going to say that I didn't get into this trade. If I finally did get in at 01, man, that's 6 points. Yep, I'll just say I didn't get in. So we won 2 trades, and I'll do the points later. And let's go on to end of day and see how we did. So I realize that there's a lot of lines here on the MES, but we basically hit our number. And it came down to 41.80 again last night, and now we are breaking out. And it looks like, just to me, that we're either going to stall, come and stall right where we broke out. Because remember, we haven't closed above the 4,200 since May 7th. So if this can close above it, that's pretty exciting. It looks like we might go all the way up to 42.35 and pull back to 42.30 kind of thing. But we'll see. Somewhere in this area, I think is where we'll be. We'll be green today. And that's what I'm going to stick with. Now the MNQ, the NASDAQ is a little bit different. I mean, we're still above the EMAs. We had the cross here of the 10 and the 21, but 600 is still the support, and we didn't get to our spots because we can't break above this 17,735. So if we can, which we're getting close, if we can, then, I think we're going to hit these two spots that I had, one of the two that I had yesterday. The tough one is if it decides to turn around and not break this, then we could be back down here. But I'm going to stick with a positive day and green, and a close above 13.8 would be sweet. So that's what we're going to go with today. So there's the final spot. I forgot to do the MES, so I'll do that right now too. All right, this was where the MES, so that you can see where I put them. So, and we finally hit, the MN or the M2K, the Russell, we hit our spot. We closed right where I thought we would, kicked over, went down, tested the 2236 again, which was the R1, which is great, did it perfectly. And now we're going to these all-time, getting close to breaking out, not all-time highs. So basically, if we stall, if we come back, we're going to end up again, probably at the 2250. But I'm honestly thinking that we can break through this 81, maybe go all the way up to the R3 and pull back to 85. So that's what I'll put my end of day. So this is what the end looks like. And we'd be right at the 50% and right in the channel. So I like it. Let's go to our end of day totals. All right. And to finish up, here we go. We got, lost and then 2 wins. So with a split, we got 25.5 points with 111 or 1,110 currency units. And on the limit orders, no trade on the MES-ES. We made 24 and 8 for 32 total, 176 and 1760 currency units. So again, profitable points for breakfast. And thanks for being with Futures to More and Futures Networks Live. And we will see you on Aloha Friday.